When fans noticed BTS's golden magne, Jungkook, looking visibly uncomfortable during a recent appearance, whispers quickly turned into global speculation. His radiant smile seemed forced, his energy subdued. Something was clearly off. Then came the bombshell revelation. Jungkook was battling a serious health scare that left him struggling to breathe and dealing with an alarmingly swollen stomach. How did this happen to one of the world's biggest K-pop stars, known for his rigorous fitness routines and healthy lifestyle? Could it be something sinister? Or was it just an unfortunate medical emergency? The truth, as revealed by doctors, is nothing short of shocking. The world first caught wind of Jungkook's condition after his uncharacteristic absence from a much-anticipated public appearance. While BTS fans are used to the group's packed schedules and occasional breaks, this particular moment raised red flags. Armies began noticing subtle clues on social media. Cryptic posts from close friends, behind-the-scenes staff looking unusually worried, and a sudden increase in the group's PR team activity. And then, news outlets confirmed the worst. Jungkook was unwell. But no one could have anticipated the full extent of his ordeal until the statements from medical experts began to emerge. Jungkook's health scare didn't happen overnight. According to sources close to the situation, he had been complaining of mild discomfort for weeks. At first, it seemed minor, occasional bloating, light fatigue, but nothing that couldn't be managed with rest and care. However, things took a dramatic turn when Jungkook reportedly experienced a severe shortness of breath during rehearsals, causing immediate concern among his team. Doctors were called in, and initial assessments suggested something far more serious than mere exhaustion. His symptoms, persistent stomach swelling, coupled with labored breathing, pointed to a potential toxin exposure. This revelation sent shockwaves not only through the BTS camp but also among fans who had always admired Jungkook's seemingly untouchable health and resilience. The word poison feels like something out of a drama or a spy movie, but in Jungkook's case, doctors did not rule out the possibility. According to the medical team handling his care, the swelling in his stomach and his breathing difficulties may have been triggered by exposure to harmful substances. It's not a typical infection or food-related issue, one of the doctors revealed. The symptoms are consistent with toxic exposure, though further tests are needed to determine the source. This startling revelation raised immediate questions. Had Jungkook been unknowingly exposed to something hazardous? Was this the result of environmental toxins? Or could it have been something more deliberate? The BTS team, known for its tight security and meticulous planning, seemed shaken by the news. Meanwhile, fans were left to grapple with the terrifying possibility that someone as beloved and high-profile as Jungkook could be targeted in such a way. As news of Jungkook's condition broke, armies around the world flooded social media with messages of support, concern, and heartbreak. Hashtags like #StayStrongJungkook and #GetWellSoonJK began trending within minutes, illustrating the global impact of his health scare. Many fans shared personal stories of how Jungkook had inspired them during their own struggles, making his current vulnerability feel all the more personal. Within the group, BTS members reportedly rallied around their youngest member, providing emotional and moral support. A source close to the group described the atmosphere as somber but determined. "They're like brothers," the source explained. "Seeing Jungkook in pain has been incredibly difficult for them, but they're doing everything they can to lift his spirits and make sure he knows he's not alone." As Jungkook continues to recover under close medical supervision, investigators are working tirelessly to determine the source of the potential toxin exposure. Some have speculated that it could be related to contaminated food or beverages, while others fear it may be linked to certain environments Jungkook frequented during his hectic schedule. There is even a chilling theory circulating among fans that someone with malicious intent could have been involved, though no evidence has been found to support this claim so far. Doctors, however, remain focused on his recovery. The most important thing right now is to stabilize his condition and ensure he's not exposed to any further harm, one medical professional stated. "We are monitoring his breathing closely and conducting additional tests to identify the exact nature of the toxin." Despite the alarming nature of the situation, there is hope on the horizon. Jungkook's doctors have reported that his condition is improving slowly but steadily. They remain cautiously optimistic about his full recovery, though they acknowledge that it may take time for him to regain his strength. In the meantime, Jungkook himself is said to be in good spirits, leaning on his family, friends, and, of course, his ever-supportive bandmates. For ARMYs, this ordeal has been a sobering reminder of the pressures and vulnerabilities their idols face behind the glamour and fame. It's also a testament to the power of love and unity, as fans continue to rally together to send Jungkook strength and positive energy during this challenging time. While Jungkook's road to recovery appears promising, many questions remain unanswered. What was the true source of the toxin? Could this have been prevented? And most importantly, what steps will be taken to ensure something like this never happens again? Not just to Jungkook, but to anyone in the industry. As fans wait for more updates, one thing is clear: Jungkook's resilience and the unwavering support of ARMYs worldwide will undoubtedly see him through this difficult chapter. But for now, the world watches and waits, sending their prayers to the golden magne who has given them so much joy. This story is still developing. Stay tuned for updates on Jungkook's recovery and the investigation into this shocking health scare. Until then, ARMY, keep the faith. Jungkook needs it now more than ever. The details of Jungkook's condition, while still shrouded in mystery, bring to light the very real dangers of toxic exposure, a health hazard that often goes unnoticed until it reaches critical levels. For someone like Jungkook, who maintains a disciplined lifestyle, the revelation that toxins could be the cause of his swollen stomach and breathing difficulties is both alarming and unexpected. But what exactly happens to the body when it comes into contact with harmful substances? Doctors have explained that toxic substances can affect the body in several ways, depending on the type of toxin, the level of exposure, and how quickly the body reacts to it. In Jungkook's case, the symptoms point toward potential gastrointestinal distress, resulting in the visible swelling of his stomach and respiratory complications, which likely explain his breathing struggles. Experts also note that certain toxins can act as slow poisons, accumulating in the body over time. If Jungkook had been unknowingly exposed for weeks or even months, this could explain why his symptoms appeared gradually before escalating. The burning question is whether this exposure was accidental or intentional, and whether other members of BTS or their staff could also be at risk. As the investigation unfolds, fans and media alike have begun speculating about what might have caused Jungkook's alarming health scare. While official statements have been scarce, several theories have emerged, some grounded in plausible scenarios, others more sinister and speculative. One possibility is that Jungkook was exposed to harmful substances in his environment. With BTS constantly traveling for concerts, interviews, and promotional events, they are frequently exposed to different climates, pollutants, and even potential allergens. Could poor air quality, contaminated water, or exposure to hazardous chemicals in a particular location have triggered his condition? Another theory is that the issue could be linked to something Jungkook ate. Food poisoning, while common, can sometimes involve toxins from bacteria like Clostridium botulinum, which can cause severe symptoms, including swelling and breathing difficulties. However, medical professionals have indicated that Jungkook's case appears more complex than standard foodborne illnesses. The most chilling theory, though currently unsubstantiated, is that Jungkook may have been deliberately targeted. Celebrities, especially those as globally adored as Jungkook, can sometimes find themselves at the center of malicious plots. While this scenario might seem far-fetched, it's not impossible. Security teams are likely ramping up their efforts to ensure the safety of BTS members moving forward. One of the most striking aspects of this ongoing saga is Jungkook's silence. Known for his open and affectionate relationship with fans, Jungkook has yet to personally address the situation. This has led to a whirlwind of emotions among ARMYs, ranging from worry to impatience. Some fans believe that his silence is a strategic move by Big Hit Entertainment to protect his privacy during this sensitive time. Others wonder if Jungkook is simply too unwell to make a statement. Regardless of the reason, his silence speaks volumes. It's a stark contrast to the usual bright and bubbly Jungkook fans are used to seeing, and it underscores the seriousness of his condition. Fans, however, have been quick to rally behind him, with many posting messages encouraging him to focus on his recovery without worrying about public appearances.